Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome to my channel, Learning with Boys. Today I'm going to give you just some ideas for preschool. It's been a while since I've done preschool, but I have a few things that I've kept that I'd like to share with you, especially if you're thinking, I don't know if I want to purchase a whole curriculum. Just some ideas that you could use to help build character in your preschooler and maybe teach them some things at the same time. Some of the things that we have used, they are not actually a full curriculum of any kind, just some things to help my boys with character, with the Bible, with just some hands-on things, even with numbers and letters, but not a full curriculum. We weren't ready to jump into kindergarten, but I feel like children at that age are always ready to learn something, and you want to keep moving forward. So that is my suggestion in this video, is just some ideas there. So let me turn you around and show you some of the things that we used. Okay, with preschoolers, my first thing would say definitely reading books to them. If they see your love of reading, they're going to want to learn to read. I'm going to show you a few books. Mainly, this is on the top of the list because this is one of my boys' favorite books. Are You My Mother? And it's just simple. Little book to read. Curious George. Things like that. And then here's a couple other ones. A Tiger Can't Sleep. And this is a fun one my boys loved at night. And really, when Mommy is expressionable about the reading, An Owl's Moon. These are just some suggestions. Now, oh, this is a good book, Blueberries for Sal. This actually was one of my favorite books when I was little. So, just reading to them. And you can use books to help with character. I found these books years ago before I even had children, and I think if you look up Building Christian Character, and I'm trying to think where I've seen Chariot books. I did see that they have some of these on Amazon. I cannot imagine that Thrift Books or something probably has them. But this is Handy Dandy Helpful Hal and about helpfulness. And we read this all the time, just about helping your parents and not being selfish. And this was another one, and this was just about trust in the king and him. Adam the raccoon lost in the woods. He wanted to make his own choices, and it was better to trust the king and his path. So you can use books for character building, which I want to encourage, if anything, through the preschool years. Maybe they won't learn their letters, maybe they won't learn their numbers, but if they can learn some character qualities of respect and, of course, obedience and maybe helping others and just faith in the Lord, that will help them in their schoolwork in the future. I really believe that. Okay, along with Adam Raccoon and Handy Dandy Helpful Hal, there was also Adam Raccoon and the Curious Master, and that was also about, making the right choices, and he decided to do his own thing, what he wanted to do, and got in a lot of trouble, and how the king pulled him out of that trouble and helped him. And then we also have Buzzle Billy, a book about sharing, and this was always a really good book to emphasize, and about him having gimme hands, and so we really enjoyed these, and they're from Chariot books again. Building Christian Character, I think if you type that in, even like Amazon has some of those. Now these, Georgie the Frog and His Wonderful Adventures, are similar. They're sort of like a children's little devotional. And my boys enjoyed when I was reading these. There's always a verse to go along with the story. And these are put out by the Christian Law Association. I'm not even sure if they still have them. They're actually written by Gloria Ann Gibbs, which is the wife of David Gibbs, the starter of the Christian Law Association. So I bought these years ago, even before I had children, and used them. So, but these are good. It's hard to find books like these, and if you know of something similar, please share it. We would love to know what is out there for character building. Another thing I printed off, and I will admit I never did use this, but this is I don't think I paid for it. I think it was free, and that's why I went ahead and printed it off. It's from A Confession of a Homeschooler. She has a lot of books and guides that you can purchase. I think I have a couple other things from her. And I don't think I actually used it, but I actually just found it with my other preschool stuff. But it has memory verses and things you can do every day, and I'm pretty sure this was free. I know she sells other books and guides and that kind of thing. So some other character building things would just be, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Patch the Pirate, but for a preschooler, my boys loved listening to different, I have several of these. Some of these probably don't even work, but they've listened to them so much. And they have so many others. But those are really good. Just if you want your child to sit down and play for a little bit, and you have this on, maybe you're working on a project and they could be working on something, or helping you, or just coloring or playing Play-Doh. And then your story hour, our Bible stories, and all my boys have listened to this. This is actually the only Bible story one I have, which is mostly about Moses. But it's pretty long. I mean, it has, let's see, this one, 24. I think it has 24, but I think there's another set to it is what it is. There's 2 cases. And they also have your story hour for like historical characters, stories that build character. So, and you can get this stuff off Christian Book Distributor, probably even like Rainbow Resources. But if you don't want to always be reading, but you want them to be listening to something that is a good quality, these are really, really good. Okay, this is another book that I found, Primary Bible Truths for Children, and it talks about, like, there's a section on baptism, I think there's a scripture, the Bible, cheating, just lots of character things, cursing, communion, church, fighting, forgiveness. And when I purchased this book, he told me, and I don't know the exact email, but it is ariseanddeclare.com ministries. So this was 2017. It probably was that many years ago that I purchased this book, sort of like at a conference. Here's the little symbol for it. But he told me if I emailed them that they would send me a link and I could print these off free. So while I read and we talked about, church, I could print the picture off, and my son was able to color the pictures. So, and this is really good for like K4, K5, really I think it really depends. You know your child, 3. So, and you could do it a couple years in a row. I don't think, if you did it when they were 2 or 3. So, we usually did this a couple times a week. Okay, for Bible, I know I shared this in another video, but Abeka has these flashcards that are more at a preschool level, and it comes in one box. And I had purchased them, and I know they were not new. I bought them used, and It's been a while, and I had resold them probably actually before my fourth one was born because I did not know he was coming. But I did keep all the other flashcards. But I really enjoyed the preschool one just because it was not as in-depth, but it gave all the Bible stories. And I'm just showing you this as an example. This is another one. I have several. This was a fourth grade series that I found that it was used. I never bought anything new. Always tried to find it used if possible. I'll try to put a couple links of places that I do buy used stuff. The fourth grade series I actually think I found at a used homeschool store. Okay, here is something I know I found this idea online, and I just went with it, made it. Theirs was probably a lot nicer than mine, but depends on how creative you want it to be. He just wanted something to do with his 1, 2, 3's ABCs, and I just took a regular spiral notebook, and we worked on a letter a week and a number a week, and I would find free printables. He could learn to cut out. He put these in the right spots. We always put a verse with it, and we'd work on the verse that week. Depending on how much you wanted to get into it, or if they colored something they wanted to add in there. Like this obviously that one was not even done, but the Lord is my shepherd was the verse that week. We worked on, these were all cut out, and worked on some numbers, just all free printables I found. And he would put I think what it had was several pictures, and he had to cut out the ones that started with the M sound. So, this was a great little idea for preschoolers, especially since I had older boys. We actually worked a lot on this. At this particular year, I remember my boys were in a co-op, so this is something we could do while they were in class. And it was his book to look through and review. We would almost sit down and read it like a book, sometimes during the day or in the evening. And then also I noticed in the back and I remember when I see this stuff, I remember what I did. But I found either this was a book or a printable, but it was color by number. Now he didn't really know his numbers real good, so I would just color the numbers. So when he would see them, he would know to color that blue. And the same with this. I would just color just to make sure. I wanted him to have fun and not to stress over, okay, did I do the right color? So it was more of a fun game. He enjoyed this. I know every child is different, so he enjoyed this. So, okay, some other activities that I'd always pick up were like dot to dots and mazes. I know this is grade 1 and K through 1, but you can get these at a preschool level. I also would use placemats. I don't have any samples of those, but I would get placemats with the letters on them or the numbers, and they could trace them with their fingers. They could trace them with an erasable marker if they were laminated. There's always fun things like that a preschooler can do, and he's learning at the same time. So he may not completely comprehend it all, but it'll make things easier when school starts. All right, that was just an overview of a majority of the things I probably used for preschool. Of course, there's always play with coloring, Play-Doh, lots of Play-Doh, all kinds of educational toys, puzzles, the kind you pull in and out. A lot of that stuff I don't have anymore. Also, if you feel like you need a full curriculum, something to tell you what to do every day, I did use Heart of Dakota for my youngest, Little Hands to Heaven, and we really enjoyed that. They had a couple books, Bible books, I know that we sort of treasured. Also, another choice would be My Father's World for preschool or kindergarten. I hope this was helpful to you if you're thinking about whether you should invest in a full-blown preschool program or if you could just slowly introduce things to your child. And some are ready for school and some just want that hands-on just character building time. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and thank you for watching.